Hey guys, welcome to my final day of my little mini series using the Lift Me Up bundle. Here's the stamp set again with the thinlits, and remember, if you purchase them together, it's 10% off. I'm also going to bring back the DSP because I have to use this pattern paper with the city or town below it. That's my favorite. If you watched my first video, I did show every piece of this pattern paper, so I will link it above if you want to check that out and did not get a chance to. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm not really going to show you the supplies I'm going to use. I'm just going to kind of as we go, because I have a ton of stuff that we're using. So obviously we're going to use the Lift Me Up stamps and thinlits, and I took out all the dies we're going to use, so we're using a lot today. Here is the DSP that I have dug into. Remember, this bundle is a part of the customer card kit club for the month of March. So if you place an order of $50, you do receive supplies to make 2 to 3 cards depending on your order. And I will link that video above here if you have not checked that out. Now, and it's on any order. It doesn't have to be the supplies I use. It could be anything you want. I just send you the stuff to make the cards, and the video will explain more about it. So today, here is my sample card. There is a lot going on here, but I just love it. So I hope you guys do too. I'm going to show you how to make this. And since there is so much going on, that's why I'm kind of holding off and listing all the supplies. So we can go ahead and jump right in, and I'll list the supplies as we go. All right, first I have a Night and Navy card base. This is cut at 8.5 by 5.5, and it will be scored at 4 1/4. So I'll go ahead and fold it. This is the piece of DSP we'll be using. It is measures 5 1/4 by 4, and what we can do is we can go in and stick some snail on here and go ahead and attach this to our card base. I just love this pattern. I didn't at first, but when I used it, I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I get it. I love it. Some other supplies I have that we will be using is I have already cut out, using Watermelon Wonder, I have cut out my hot air balloon die. So I've already done that for us. In my previous videos this week, I do show you about using the precision brush on this die, how it helps to get all the little pieces out. Next, I have used the cloud dies to cut out my cloud pieces, and I used Whisper White for this. So we'll put those aside. Now these pieces I have here are from the DSP, so you can see how the color coordinates so well. And what they are, is let me put them in order so you can kind of see, is they are, if I put them all together, it actually makes a hot air balloon. Now you can make a hot air balloon out of this, and that totally looks fine. Here are the dies for all that. But what this is meant for is to be the background of your little intricate die piece. So as you can see here, I used Peekaboo Peach, and I used the same DSP just to give it a pattern behind there. And then for my pieces under here, I used Watermelon Wonder on this one, and then I'm using Peekaboo Peach for this one. And this is the DSP, and so this is the pattern I used. But there's some great patterns in here, so use what you want. So we'll be putting this together so it looks like that. Now, before I move on, I'm going to go ahead and put this together so it has a chance to dry. And what I want to do is I'm going to just take my fine tip glue pen and go ahead and do a section at a time. Okay, next you will need a piece of scrap Whisper White and a scrap piece of Watermelon Wonder. The inks we will be using today are Night of Navy, Watermelon Wonder, and Peekaboo Peach. I'm going to take my piercing mat to put under there. I'm going to take Watermelon Wonder and Peekaboo Peach. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp my hot air balloons. I'm taking the smaller one in the Watermelon Wonder. I'm going to go ahead and stamp that on my Whisper White. That's my favorite stamp. The detail is just awesome. And then I'm going to take my largest hot air balloon and I'm going to go ahead and stamp that in the Peekaboo Peach. I'm going to put this aside because I will be die cutting that. Next, I want to take my Watermelon Wonder and I'm choosing the sentiment that says Sending Smiles Across the Miles. And I'm inking that up in Night of Navy. Alright, and what I want to do is I want to go ahead and trim my sentiment. Here's my sentiment, and I have a small space I'm working with, so I did make it pretty small. I do want to go ahead and add a fishtail banner at the end. Now you can either cut it, which totally works fine, or you can use your banner triple punch, which I absolutely love. Now I have very little room to work with, so I want to be very careful not to stick this too far in since I can't see it. So I'm just going to stick it, make sure it's centered until I see the two corners poke out. Punch it, and perfect. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my 2 hot air balloon dies and cut out my 2 hot air balloons. Okay, here are my 2 hot air balloons. Now I am ready to assemble my card, so I'm just going to bring all my pieces in, and I will be using my Stampin' Dimensionals. So here is my little intricate hot air balloon. Let's go ahead and adhere that, since that is the focal point. I want to make sure I leave enough room for it. And on this, I am pretty generous with the dimensionals. Alright, so on this one, I adhered it flat. I am popping it up on this one. I'm going to put some of the clouds behind the hot air balloon this time to kind of give it a different look. So I'm here adhering that there. I'm going to, let's see, I may pop that cloud up since it's longer. We will adhere this to the back, and I'm just going to use my Tombow Mono glue. Kind of tuck that back there. We'll go ahead and pop this one up. Like that. And then for the little one, I'm going to, let's wait on that one and adhere our 2 smaller hot air balloons. Which this one will adhere flat, my little Peekaboo Peach one. You know, the background paper gives it kind of a dimension feel, but then popping things up and adding some dimension to our little die cuts even adds to it. I love it. So there we go, and let's see this cloud. I think this one will pop up too. I just used half of a dimensional. I'll just put that here. And then, of course, for our sentiment, you could adhere it flat if you like. We'll go ahead and do that. I have the one on my sample card raised, but let's do this. Tuck it behind that hot air balloon. Make sure that's adhered straight. And then finally, I have some rhinestones on my on my sample card. So I want to add some rhinestones because I think it just gives it that extra sparkle. So let's see, I think instead of doing it on my intricate, my bigger hot air balloon, I'm going to do it on this one. I'm not going to use as many, but that's okay. I'm just going to add them on here. And then I'm going to take the smaller ones and add them to the edge here. We'll see how that looks. I may remove those. Yeah, that looks okay. And then I'm going to take one and add it to my sentiment right there just to give it some sparkle. And that completes these 2 cards. I hope you guys enjoyed this. There's a lot going on this card, but I love it, and I would love to receive this card from somebody. It's just beautiful. So here are the cards from the series. If you missed out on any of the videos, check them out. This is one of my favorite sets. I really enjoyed using this. I hope you guys enjoyed this little series. And remember, if you place an order of at least $50 and you use the current March 2017 host code, you will receive supplies to make some of these cards. And like I said, go check out that video, which I will link again up in this area right here. This is the last month of Sale-a-bration, so make sure if you have been wanting some things, you have your wish list going, that you go ahead and place an order before the month is up, because the items in the Sale-a-bration catalog will be gone once March 31st hits. Now, next week, I am going to be showcasing some of the Sale-a-bration products. I have already done some of those, and we'll talk about this more next week. But just to kind of show you what to expect next week, I will be featuring cards from these stamp sets. So I'm really excited, and all these stamp sets you can earn for free with a $50 purchase. Every $50 gets you a free item of your choice. And there's more than just stamp sets in here. We have ribbon, which is beautiful. We have paper. So there's a lot in here, and you know, next week I will cover it more. We'll do another Sale-a-bration walkthrough real quick, and I'll show you what I've already covered and link the videos if you're interested, and then we'll go through and I will feature a stamp set or paper or you know, products from the Sale-a-bration catalog. So all supplies will be listed below. If you are interested in anything, please visit my shop. If you're interested in joining my team, I would love to have you. My team is growing, and I am so happy that I have the ladies I have on my team. I appreciate their support, and you know, it's just really exciting time. And I appreciate every single customer that has ordered from me, everybody that has watched my videos. This has been a lot of fun, and I'm really enjoying it. And I'm very thankful that you have chosen me as your demonstrator if you have placed an order or will place an order. So I truly appreciate that. And if you have any questions about supplies, joining Stampin' Up, just let me know and I will get back to you. So until then, I will see you next week. Bye.